Guess we're recording on the computer. Boom. What's up? Here with Carlos. We're about to play with a beta feature. It is definitely not ready for release. It is low key. We're going to run into lots of problems, and we're just doing these kind of builds so we just play through it and see what problems we have. So it's npx create-eth. Check out npx create-eth if you want to get the latest. You do latest because you guys are pushing updates all the time. So if I were to get it, I'd have the cached version. So you want latest, so you get the latest stuff.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's build some app. Right, here we go. So we're going to do an npx create-eth at latest, some app, and it's going to give us the option of hard hat or foundry. And we're going to go into the unexplored territory of foundry. And some things will be weird just because scaffold-eth isn't used to being, it's hard hat usually, right? So foundry is kind of a new thing for us, and we're finding just some differences, some discrepancies between hard hat and foundry, and we'd like to make it so it's a smooth transition, so it's all the same commands when you're using scaffold-eth, whether you're using hard hat or foundry. So we're still shoring some things up.
And this, eventually, when hard hat and foundry on the CLI are stable, we will start adding some extensions to the CLI, right? So in the last, you will have a last question, please select the extension that you want to install, and you will have things like the graph, for example, right? Or maybe a backend. You will have a signing with Ethereum. So this will, create your own adventure on the scaffold, and you can have the graph with foundry, and then you will have a signing with Ethereum that goes to a backend, So this is our idea. But first we want to get this installation or hard hat foundry right, and then we can keep going with the next iterations.
So I brought up, I just followed the directions there, which were right here.
Yep.
And I brought up my chain, which is Anvil, I think, running when you're with Foundry. And I brought up my front end with a yarn start, and we can see that here.
I think it's good that the same commands, right? Oh, you see, you have okay.
And I did a yarn deploy, and it deployed it to Foundry, right? Or to Anvil from Forge, IDK. I don't know all the words, but.
And now you get a hydration error out of the box. That's nice. So can you go to the console, please, and see what is there? Can you scroll up all the way? Oh yeah, that's weird. Faucet bottom. Can you try to refresh, because maybe this is cast from?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it could have been from a previous session, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe perfect.
I pasted the wrong thing in. I meant to send you this. I was going to send it to you in chat just so you have it just in case. Okay, let's reload, see if we get a nice fresh. There we go. No hydration errors. Looking good.
Okay. Yeah,
this is our
we
front
fixed
end.
something.
Yep.
So it is nice that we have the same commands, right, with Foundry, right? So you have the deploy and start. So it under the hood is doing different things, but the command, the interface is the same, and everything should work the same.
Yep. Okay, so we'll grab some funds from the faucet, and we can go talk to our contract. It's a sample greeter contract where you can say kind of hello world and kind of interface with your contract out of the box. You see the greeting change. So it's very much like this is how you can get started tinkering. So if we dive into our contract, and okay, so I was thinking I would just have some simple little game or something where we each commit, between you and I, we commit a true and false. And if we both commit true, then it's like a coordination game, and we continue. And so we can choose to defect or not. So I was thinking I would make some kind of mapping from an address to a bool, which is your move, right? Some kind of game. And then there'd be some function. We definitely have some kind of, uint 256 public game state or something like that. And if the game state is in 0, then it lets you make a move, and then you move it. We'll do something here where we, I don't even know, run game or something like that, right? And it's going to check our two moves and see if they are valid, and if they are, then it's going to do something else, right? So we're going to require, let's require that the game state is 0. Yep. And then let's set the game state to 1. So we and then we'll check the moves of maybe there's player 1 and address layer 2, and we submit those two things, and it has some function where if, yeah, there we go, player 1 and player 2, then we go game state 2. I like this. This doesn't make any sense, but this is the app we're going to build, and we're going to say else game state. Oh wait, let's see, if, I don't know, let's game state 3. This is all we're going to do. Okay. And that's it. So somehow we make a move. It only lets us, process the game once. We process it by passing in the 2 players' moves. There's a ton of insecurities here, but this is going to be our game. We'll have to add commit reveal and a ton of other things to it. But this allows us to tinker with our smart contract and build some simple game. Let's see if
I think like line 22, I think doesn't make sense now, right? Like, because you are going to get like a game state.
Oh, sure. Yes. Okay. So it's already going to set it to one or the other. So maybe we can just say 1 or 2, whether we failed to coordinate or not, right? If it's a 1, we coordinated. If it's a 2, we failed to coordinate. Good call.
Yep. I was going to say that, do you want to delete all the extra stuff? Because if you delete like all the extra stuff in the contract, it's going to give us some errors. So I think it's good to go through it, because usually...
okay. You want to get those errors. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So one error is going to be the constructor argument there. We definitely had a constructor argument. And when I try to deploy this, it's going to say, hey, you're trying to pass in some arguments. So let's see, what file is that? In deploy. So we'll go to our deploy script.
Yep.
Yeah, and we'll see here it's instantiating the contract with an argument, right? So we'll pull that argument, and I'll probably just like /* everything else. Does that even matter? Maybe it doesn't even matter. Let's see.
No, I think that should be enough.
Let's see. Are we down to 2 errors now? There we go. Okay,
yes.
we're getting better. Now the next file is
this is something that didn't happen with Hard Hat, because like this is the test, right? Like in Foundry, when you are deploying something like a contract, it checks if all the contracts passed, right?
Tests.
Which I think is like a
good thing.
A good thing, right? Like
for anybody who builds tests, you definitely want to have it run your tests before you deploy. I think
or
that's
you can do like Austin and just like comment out the test, and then
those tests,
ready
those
to go,
little guys. I wouldn't worry about those little guys.
No, I think you should write tests, but I think in the initial phase it's just a matter of like tinkering with the contract, and you have like this amazing feedback loop. So I think it's like just like a matter of going through the contract for until it's stable, and then when everything looks good, then maybe it's the time to write tests. But for now, I think this is just like playing. So I think I usually do that.
Okay, so we're gonna have 2 players. And like there are a handful of tests that would fail. Like I could write a handful of tests here. Like this is not secure. This is not the way to do this. It's sort of like you're letting them put any player in. There needs to be a whole bunch more game state here and a whole bunch more checks. But this is for tinkering around, right? So we're going to have this player, and they're going to be able to talk to the contract, and they're going to use this debug contracts page. So they're going to send, the move is an address. I don't think we did that right. Oh, that's reading the move. Okay, so we need a function that lets people set their move, right? There we go. Perfect. Okay, let's deploy that. Awesome. Okay. So now there's a set move, right? So this player here can set their move to true or false. Let's just say false for this dude. I don't know. Is that, and then if we go read the move for this guy.
Is that like the default? Is that the default? What is the default? Like if you check like random address, what is going to tell you?
Address is invalid. We get a VM error.
Yeah, but can you check like a
italic?
For example.
I think it is going to be false, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same thing, right? So it's like
initialized
false.
Yeah, really this should be like maybe a uint, and a 0 means they haven't played yet, and a 1 is I don't want to coordinate, and a 2 is I want to coordinate, if those were the 2 game states. Okay, cool. All right. So we have our two players. They can set their moves. Let's have this dude set his move to true. And then let's go check and make sure that's true. Okay. So, and then if we were to run the game, we were to put this guy's address in and this guy's address in, and we would run the game, it should put us into the failed state. It should move us from game state 0 to game state 2 because
Yep.
this guy's
It's false.
move
Yep.
is false, right? There we go. So it
Nice.
happened and the game state worked, right? And we can redeploy our contract, and let's try the happy state now where we coordinate, right? So if we check this guy's okay, there we go. So we both need to set our moves to true and true. Okay, so now both players should go true. And if we run the same exact transaction, it should move our game state to 1. Yes. Okay.
Nice.
There we go. All right. Game tested. It's ready to go. So normally we would probably build some front end here.
Yes.
We would carve this out. We would set up some input that lets you, make your move one way or the other. Maybe just 2 buttons, right? We could probably do that pretty easily. Where they would have a button. Let's do that. So let's go to pages.
Maybe we can also show the actual move of the connected user, right? Like you have
that's
your
a good
connected.
one. Like read your current move. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So let's we'll do. I always just do this first,
Yes,
and then I say
perfect.
use account, and then I let it install that from WagMe, and then I come back over here and do like a control space, and it tells me the things I can get, right? So we want the address, and the first thing I usually do is paste this in and make it look ugly. It's going to clean it up for us, but we get this ugly address, and that gives me the chance to talk about how you can use this wonderful address component in scaffold-eth that lets you do something like this, and we'll have to install that. I'm going to command period and install.
You say install, you mean
I installed it from
import,
WagMe.
like
I didn't
import,
mean to do
right?
that.
When you say install, you mean
import, install.
Yeah.
I need to import it, and I want to import it from scaffold-eth, not. Okay, and now look what happens over there. We get this nice component, right? So now whatever network we're on, it's going to take us to that block explorer, and we can copy it, and we have a nice blocky, right? And then what we want, so that's your address. So now we want to read your current
move,
basically the move of the. So we're going to do read scaffold.
Also like the game state, right? Something that we want to maybe read.
Yes.
Like
yep.
The game state.
Yep. Maybe we want that first. Actually, is to read the game state.
Yep. So here you have this auto completion magic.
State? Oh yeah. Let's do that.
So you can see control space, right? It's in your command. Yeah. Contract name. Yep.
Then I control space again, and it tells me your contract.
Yep.
And I control space again, and I want function name.
Method. Yeah.
Control space, not method. Definitely not method. I did that during a demo, and we want game state, right?
Exactly,
and there's not going to be any arguments. And so then some data is going to come in here. And what's this called when I use this colon here? It's not type defing, but you're basically taking this thing that's called data and putting it into a different variable name.
Yeah, I think it's just like renaming. Like data is just like how it's exported. So that's just like your custom name. You can just rename the exported data into your custom whatever.
Okay. So I want to do a div, and I want to do a class name here, and I want to make this like a title or something. So where do I go to learn about the Tailwind
so what do you want to do first?
I just want to make it like a big word. I want it like an H1 that is the game state.
H1 should be the tag instead of like div.
It'd be
you
over
have
here.
like a H1. Yes.
H1. Just do it like that.
Yeah, but Tailwind is like resets like all the styles. So you go, like that. You were like doing it okay. Like H1.
That was okay?
Yeah. And then you can like close that. Yeah. And then, if you go there, it will look like
I've done something wrong.
It's like a big int. Yeah. So maybe you like it to a string, maybe. Or that works. But you need to print it to like dot to string, right?
Oh, I see.
Because this is like a big number. Yeah, exactly. And you see like the
nice.
little
It did the little question marky. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so the game state is 1 here. And if we redeploy the contracts, this should go to 0, right? Yep, there we go.
And also like one little thing that you can
Yep.
do on the flex, on the line 20, you can do like a gap. You know, this is like a gap 4, for example, or 6, and that's starting.
Yep.
Okay, so you see like the H1, the heading is just like a basic, you know, like not the styling. So because Tailwind like resets all the styling, so here you can like start using Tailwind classes. For example, you can do font bold, then you can do like text, you know, 6XL or XL or
6XL. That's how I like it. And then we see it get big over there. Awesome. Okay, cool.
But like, by the way, like you can just go to Tailwind and you can like check all of these like classes too, you know, like you get like all the options there. And by the way, we are also using Daisy UI. Daisy UI is just like a layer on top of Tailwind, and they have like more specific components, right? Because Tailwind doesn't have components, Tailwind just have like utility classes, but Daisy, like if you want to go to Daisy UI, you will see that there's like a more components, right? Like you can have like modals,
like file uploads
buttons,
and things like that, right?
Or buttons, for example, like a button.
Oh, I
like
see.
You can
like a drop down or a button.
Down. Yeah,
okay,
exactly. Yeah, like we will use like buttons, like real like next, right? When we want to move, maybe we will place like a button there. So
okay, we'll come back to that in a second. Okay, so what do we have right here? We've got one thing I wanted to put in here is the contract address, and I bet if I do a const, whoops, not like that.
Yeah,
and
I do one like a nice like,
and I just start with
utility.
Deployed,
I think it's deployed.
Deployed.
That
contract info. There it is. Oh, but I don't want to contract info. And it takes in maybe the contract name. Your contract is what it's trying to get me to do, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. And then you can do like the command space
right in here, right?
To see what you get is data.
So some data comes in.
You can call it like contract info, right? Or or data. I mean, I'm not the English speaker here. Yep.
And then I'm going to do a command space here and see what I can get out of it. What do I have to do? A period first and then dot. There we go. And I want the address, right? Perfect. And actually, I want an address like this. So this will be contract, and this will be you.
Yeah. Maybe you want to grab those into like a div or a P or something, you know?
Ooh.
Yes.
That will flex itself or something?
Yeah, I mean, not only for this, but only like for the global.
Okay, cool.
But I think, yeah, that's good enough. But
what would you do there? You would do some class name here and
also like each line, the contract and you, I will have like some wrapper in there, like a P or something.
Oh, okay. Here,
like
you would do something like this.
Yeah.
There and whoops. Oh man.
Yep.
It'll do the auto formatting for me. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Okay, so now you can do on the wrapper, that one, you can do like a flex if you want, and then flex column. And then like a gap also.
What's a like WRAP?
No, like a gap, but I think it's good enough because you already have like the piece which have like some spacing, so I think it's fine.
So if I take all this stuff out and I hit save, oh man, okay.
No.
Something like that. Okay, good enough. Oh, okay, that's that gap. Okay, here we go. And then we have the game state. So we have your contract, we have you, we have the contract, we have you, we have the game state. Now we need another button, right? That lets someone set their game state, basically. So I'm going to create a button, give it a class name of button.
And this is just, these are Daisy components, right? This is like BTN, is not Tailwind, right? Like Tailwind will be like Daisy. More like background, border, but this is like Daisy, right? This is like a special component. You can actually say like BTN dash primary, right? So you got like more like nice formatting.
Is it defect? You either defect or coordinate. I don't know if those are the right words. Let's see if I spelled it right.
Defection.
Yeah, I spelled it right. Okay, cool.
And you like a BTN primary?
Yeah, we're going to make coordinate the primary one.
Or maybe and defect can be btn. I think danger. Can you try it with danger or error? I think maybe it's error.
Let's see. Nope.
Can you try error?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. And I would like those to kind of be in their own
on the same row. Yeah. So you can.
too.
Yeah. I think you already closed that. That's already closed.
Oops.
You know, on the line 30 seconds. It's closed. You see at the end of the div, 30, 32. No, not that one. That was okay. That was okay. Go back.
I think I want to div. Oh, wait.
Yeah, go back. Yeah, it was that div,
see.
you know. So
there
you can
we go.
leave the other
and then
one.
There's another close here,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That was a
but
lot.
Now you instead of like
not,
of is the call. You see, you have like a.
I closed it. I did this. Okay.
You see like the flex call. You don't need that. You don't want that. Yep.
Oh,
so you can remove. Yeah. So now.
Oh,
boom.
got it. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so now we need to set up these buttons, and what we'll do is use a another hook, and this one is use scaffold contract right.
Yep.
And this one also has these objects. We're going to have a contract name, and the function name will be set move. And it will have an argument of, okay, it'll either be true or false, right? Depending
I think we can try something new here that we have on a scaffold. Remember like the declarative and the imperative thing? Like usually before you have to do this. So you will have to create two use scaffold contract right. One for deflecting. I don't know how you say it. One for like coordination, and the other one for defecting. Is defecting? How is the defect?
And then we would call it here, right? On click, we would defect, or on click, we would coord, right? It'd be something like that. And when you called defect, it would set your move. And when you called coord, it would set your move. Okay, cool. But we don't want to do that. We want to make this more, and you probably need to do.
Yeah, if not, the types are going to complain. In this case, this works, but the types will complain.
Right, just to make the types correct, I want you to do something like that, right?
And then you need to open the parentheses too on the function call. Yeah, like that. So this is like the declarative way, right? Like you created like a different one.
Yep.
By the way, maybe
there's a lot there. It'd be cool. Oh, this needs to be false, doesn't it?
Yes. And by the way, maybe we can also like read your current move.
Yeah, we should do that. Yep.
Yeah.
Read. Function name needs to be move, right? And then the arguments would be our address.
Like address. Yep, exactly.
And then the data, we would type def to move.
Yep.
And then we would have something kind of like this game state header, but for our move.
Oh yeah, but it's like a true or false, right? So it's not displaying anything.
Okay,
right?
So
you can do like a ternary operation. Yeah.
Like coord or defect, something like that.
Defect.
There we go.
I mean, amazing. This is like ship it.
We've made an app. Okay, cool.
Yep.
But let's try doing this the other way, right?
Yes. So this is like the declarative way. So you have to specify the arguments here, right? But you can also you can remove one of those. You can remove like that one, for example. Okay. And now instead of calling it like coord, let's call it like make move.
Okay.
On the make move. And then you can delete the argument on the 22. Yeah.
Okay.
And now, maybe it needs like a default, maybe. So you can, because if not, the types are going to complain. So maybe you can like leave like a default. Maybe it can be like true, right? Or false, whatever.
Okay. Yep.
And now, so that's going to be the default. So if you call like make move, it will call false.
Okay. But are we going to pass some args to it instead? Is that what we're doing? So down
now here, you will use like make move. And then on this case, it can be like this, right? Because it's like the default is already false, right? So maybe it will make sense the other way around, I guess. Like making the default to be true, no? What do you think?
Okay,
because like
okay, so
make
you
move
want the default
sounds,
to be
yeah,
true,
make
and
move
then
sounds like yeah, exactly.
this one will
And
be
then
and then this
exactly,
one will
yeah,
do, is it args? Am I passing in
yeah.
something like
I think it's
this?
the same thing, args, and then like an array is the same thing, and then false. Yeah, I think. Yeah, let's
Okay,
see if that works.
let's see. So, oops,
Yeah,
make
we'll
sure we get
debug
a
that.
fresh.
Yeah,
Why are we getting that hydration error? Over.
let's see
Let's
if
inspect
it
it
works
real
first.
quick.
Well, yeah, let's div p. Oh, 1 second. Can you change your piece with divs? Yes,
Like this?
because you have you have an address there with some divs. I think like it doesn't like when you have. You see, this
Yeah,
is
okay.
because it doesn't like it's not valid HTML when you have like divs inside piece. Like piece are meant
Oh,
for
okay.
text. So you have like a
Okay.
div.
And this address creates a div.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
cool.
yes, yeah.
All right. So we want to see if this changes to coordinate when I hit coordinate. Yep, I think it
Yes,
did.
yes.
And we want to see that it changes to defect when I hit this. Nice. Okay, so it's working.
So do you see the difference between like
Yep.
this imperative approach versus like the declarative?
We're able
So
to
this,
pass arguments
yes,
dynamically to the make move, but we also, if they don't pass anything, it'll just use the args that we put in
exactly.
here.
Because sometimes you need like a imperative approach. For example,
Yep.
if you are like fetching from some API
A
or some
long list
external
of things, and you want to call a
or even
function
like
for a specific one.
something from a
Yeah.
contract that you are calling and you get the value back and you want to call this like imperative. So
I need one more button, and this will be to call
run,
whatever
right?
that
Like,
last function was, set move, or there was like a process. Wasn't there like a process game or something like that? I don't know. What did we call it? Run game.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, that should be here though. I should see. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay.
And this is
And I
going to be
don't
interesting
think
because now you need like an array, right? You need like an array of
oh,
two
an
addresses,
array
right?
of addresses. Oh man. Goodness gracious. Okay, so that's going to be tough, isn't it? Like
No, but we can do one thing. The first argument can be our address, right? It's going to be always our address.
Yep.
And the second one can be a state, right? Which is going to be like the competitor address, right? Or something.
Yep. So we're going to put an address input in here.
Another nice component that we have on
scaffold-eth component. Yep.
Yep.
Let's see. How do I install that bad boy?
Import.
Import. How do I import that? It's not going.
Maybe it's already imported, no? Can you close it? Just like close it. I think it's already imported. You know,
maybe it's already here.
Can you? Yeah, I think it's already. Yep, it's already there.
Huh. Okay. So then there's some value, and we'll call this.
This needs to be like a state, right? Like a competitor address, right?
Other address maybe.
Yeah.
And then we need like an on change that's like set other address. And then hopefully it just detects that we have some state now. Nice. And then we need to import that. Let's do something to make sure the state is getting updated. Let's just like print out the other address right underneath it.
I mean, like the address input won't change, right? If it's not.
Oh, it won't. Okay. Whoops. What did I do here?
Yeah, I think it's like make move. You need to change the. You need to put like the other address there, and also like the 32. You need to put like change the make move because we are already using that. So it's run game.
This is run game. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, now our home page. Now
it's looking good.
If this was the other address, okay, it looks good. Okay, it's tracking it correctly, so I can get rid of that. Okay, so now you will come to this contract, you will make your move, and then you will heavy-handedly have the other person's address, and you will paste it in here, and we need one more button to call it. We're missing our button.
So what if we disable that bottom if you don't specify if the other address is not defined?
Okay. So first
to make things like more interesting.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, there's like so many things we should be doing here that we're
Oh
not
yeah, yeah.
doing. Like, but this is a good way to demo how to make a button disabled, right? So basically, we're making it disabled based on other address, I think you said, right? So I'm guessing I'm
Yes.
just going to say disabled equals other address, but
Yeah, I
totally
think
guessing
that's.
on that. What do you think? No?
Uh, can you do like a double, because address is like a double question mark?
Ooh,
You can also do that
double?
like a double. No, no, but at the beginning.
Oh, double
But no, no, sorry,
question?
not
Okay,
question mark.
sorry.
Sorry, it's like an exclamation mark. Sorry, double, boom, another one. Yeah. So this is like
Like take it
uh
to the opposite and then bring it back to the opposite.
yes, but
Like invert it
now
twice.
yes, but now
Now it's
it's a
always going to
boolean.
have either a true or a false to it. Okay. Okay, but it's
Um,
not.
can you try what happens if you click it?
I think we just wanted
Oh,
not, right? So as soon as I start typing this,
oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And what if we use like a BTN secondary? So we have like another style for the. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Actually, I kind of want it to be the black button. Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
That's what I want.
okay, that's good.
Okay, cool. I think this is all working, right? Basically, I either choose to defect or coordinate. This guy either chooses to defect or coordinate. In this case, we're going to both coordinate. And then I take this guy's address and I paste it in here and I run the game and it should move the game state into one.
I mean,
Yes. Okay. We've got an app,
deploy to
right?
mainnet, deploy to
All
mainnet.
right. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, now the reality. We are going to face the reality with all the type errors that we are going to get. So Austin is multitasking right now.
Yes, I'm
Like
yeah.
sending like a multi-sig
Yeah,
transaction right
yeah,
now.
signing a $1,000 transaction out of a DAO. Yeah, that kind of thing. Not reading the MetaMask prompt at all, just hitting confirm. Yep, that's what I do.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
so let's see. We have our game ready to go, I would say. It's time for us to ship it to a public network, right?
Yes. So let's do
Okay.
like a first like a yarn like check. I think next or lint. I think it's next lint or lint. I don't know what is it. I think
Oh,
it's
there's probably some linting errors, especially like I'm just going to take all these things that are gray and pull them out now because I know it's going to yell at me for them.
Yep.
Anything else? That might have been all of them.
Can you do like a check types now?
Ooh, we're happy. Yarn next, check types. Okay, what do we got here? Something in.
Oh yeah. This is something. Yeah. So you know what's happening? Like it's checking the types
Oh,
on the
because we
example UI.
pulled all that stuff out of the.
Yes, but okay.
Yeah.
Let's see how can we have
Just
fix it.
example
Maybe
UI, right? Just
yes.
trash the example
if you
UI.
remove, yeah,
Set components, just like this whole folder, right?
yeah, and also like, yeah, delete that, and also like the page itself, you can also delete it from pages. It's like the folder. So like in this case, like TypeScript is just like trying to protect you, saying, okay, if someone goes to the example UI, it's going to break because you don't have that contract anymore, right? You don't have those.
Okay. It's happy now,
it's
though.
working.
And what happens if I click example UI? Something's gonna. Oh, it's just not gonna work. Oh, it just doesn't have. We should probably pull that out too. But
yeah, go to the header, like the header component, Control P.
How about we just pull this whole thing out? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's.
You can do that like Control P or Command P. I don't know.
Yep.
And header.
Header.
Yeah. So there's like if you scroll down a little bit, you should see here. You see, these are the links, so you can pull whatever you want.
Pull that out. Nice. Okay. Cool. Okay, and we've checked our types, we've checked our linting, everything is happy. So nope.
Oh yeah, like because you just remove like
something out. Yep.
Yeah, like the sparkles.
Got to have the sparkle. Okay. So now we have two things we need to do here. We need to deploy our smart contract and we need to deploy our app. So to deploy our smart contract, we're not going to use the typical deployer that we would use here, right? This faucet address, this 0 address from Anvil or Hardhat. We need to create a new address. So I'll do a yarn generate, and that
Yep.
should make us a new app. Now you'll see lots of people do Web3 demos where they're copy pasting around private keys. This is a giant no-no. And also they forget to have a .get ignore that ignored their private keys. So what we're doing here is we're generating one behind the scenes. You never have to touch it, and it's already automatically get ignored. Those are two very important things to keep you safe. Okay, and now I have a yarn account, and I can get the information about this account, get a QR code. Okay, where are we deploying this thing? We talked about using Gnosis, but we might have to add Gnosis to a new chain, right? Maybe just Goerli or something here?
Sepolia or Goerli,
Okay, yeah. The Sepolia RPC was actually down yesterday when I did a demo, so now I'm back to Goerli, which is sad, but that's where we are. Okay, so I'm going to set up. All right, I'll just do it. Instead of using a Punk wallet, I'll just use this. So, oops. We want to go to Goerli. And you can't search the networks. You have to scroll through these one by one. And it's only big enough to show 3 at a time. So you've got to spend a nice long scroll just to find the network
Oh my
you
God.
need.
There you
Thank
go.
you, MetaMask, for your wonderful interface. And now we'd like to send this dude 1 Goerli. I think that's the dude. Here we go. Okay, so in 15 seconds, that dude should have enough to deploy, right? So we're going to do a yarn deploy, just like we're deploying locally, right? A yarn deploy just ships this thing locally. But instead, I'm going to do a yarn deploy, and I'm going to put in the network.
I think yeah, in this case, it's just directly the network. When you are using Hardhat, I think it's like
You do
dash
dash
network.
Yep. So
Okay,
if yarn deploy Goerli doesn't work, you do yarn deploy dash network Goerli, right? And it depends on Hardhat or Foundry. But we're going to use the Foundry one here. Okay, now our contract is deployed, but look, our app is still on Foundry. We need to go back over here and find that scaffold ETH config. I did a command P and did scaffold ETH. It's right here in Next.js, though. If you're looking for it, it's in this Next.js folder. It's this scaffold file.
Yes, so this is like a global configuration file for the next application. And in line 14th, we are just saying, okay, we want not so we want just to point to Goerli, right? So our app points to Goerli.
And does this do auto complete? Oh yeah, look at all those networks.
Yeah. These are all coming from WAGMI.
Awesome. Cool. Do they have base in here yet? Let's see. Nope, not yet.
Like, by the way, you can also add your own networks in WAGMI. So you can like declare your own networks if you want.
WAGMI custom RPC, something like that. If you Google that, I bet you will find how to do that pretty easily. Yep. Cool. Okay, so I've got Goerli here. We've got it deploy. We don't have burner wallets anymore,
but
and that's okay.
If you want, you can have burner wallets.
I can turn them
easy.
on by doing false
like
here, right? Yeah. And now I have a burner wallet on Goerli and another burner wallet on Goerli, but none of these guys have Goerli. So it probably makes more sense to actually connect a wallet. Whatever. Let's see.
You can disconnect if you want and
copy this guy's address. I'm going to leave the burner wallets in there, but I'm going to connect with my MetaMask, and I'm going to send this dude right here, like 0.1 Goerli. So he has some. So our ephemeral burner wallet over here. Oh, wait, I don't know if I sent that to the right address.
Yeah, like blindly.
Yep. Yeah, why is it red here and this guy is purple here? What is happening here?
Okay. Any updates to the blocky library? I don't know.
What the heck? We're getting a different blocky?
Can you check with your blocky or like any other blocky?
Yeah, let's go to Etherscan, right? Let's go to Etherscan and paste this address in. Who's right? Us? Yeah, we are right. MetaMask is wrong. God damn it, MetaMask.
Maybe you can make a PR to MetaMask.
Yeah, it'll get merged in next year sometime. Okay, 0.1. Here we go. No. We're doing something wrong here. That is representative of like a token or something because it looks good there. What does this mean?
Oh, it's like the asset.
It's like the
like
asset.
which is
So when
on,
it's
which is like the Gorley-eth for some reason. Okay, I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, it's doing it right. So I don't know. That's just confusing. Sometimes not saying anything at all is better. Okay, here we go. We've got money to him, money to him. We're ready to play our game on Gorley. We need to deploy the app though, right? Like this
Yes,
is
yes.
still local player because we don't have an app. Maybe we should get that started before I go tinkering over here. I
And
think it's
maybe
just
I can,
Yarn Vercel.
just like you can like paste your URL and I can play,
And you could play. Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so Yarn Vercel, I think is all we need to do, right?
Yes, yes. Like, by the way, like you can deploy to Vercel like in the CLI, and it looks like fancy doing it from here. But I personally recommend if you go to the Vercel UI and you can like connect, like you will put this into like a GitHub repo, and you can
Sure.
connect the deployment with Vercel automatically. So whenever you merge or push to main, it will automatically deploy. So whenever you make a PR and merge, boom, that will trigger like a deploy on Vercel, which is usually what you want to do. If not, you have to do it like manually. But just for testing purposes, when you want like a live URL to share with your friends, this is like good enough.
Right. And I can click here and go see the Vercel stuff. But you're saying basically you would come in here and you would say add new project.
Exactly.
And you would either
Import
create a new
your
repo or
GitHub.
you would
Yep,
import a repo. Okay, so you would fork Scaffold ETH to its own repo, and then you'd come in here and add it to Vercel. Is that
Yep,
right?
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's play one quick game on localhost while this is deploying. I'm going to choose to coordinate, and so I'll make a transaction. Of course, everybody can see that on chain. There's no safety precautions in here. There's no rounds or anything like that. So there's a bunch of things wrong with what we're doing here in terms of the rules of the game. Oh, whoops, it looks like I ran that. What did I just hit space there? And it, oh yeah, look at that. Look at these transactions. How you like that?
Yeah, like this is like something that maybe we want to fix, like
Yeah.
this is like a front-end thing, right? Like you are like, you should like
I'm doing
disable,
it. I'm just clicking the
you should
button.
like, but you should like disable the button, right? When you are like sending a transaction while it's loading, you maybe you can disable, but like your face is saying that I don't care. Yeah. So.
My face is saying, "Dan, did you just see me make 9 transactions by just clicking a button? That's pretty cool." Okay, so here we go. We've chosen to what I should say coordinate right there, right? Didn't I coordinate? Maybe it's like a slow read time.
Can you check out the transaction? Can you click into that? Check out and see what is happening. So can you check your address to see how many transactions did you send?
I also want to go to debug contracts and see what this guy's move is. Yeah, it's true, but it's not reloading here. Since this is a Web3 app, I don't want to refresh, so I want it to do it. I want it to work.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We are like changing networks on the same local host. Maybe something weird.
There's some weird stuff going on here. Yeah,
we can also test whenever you deploy.
All right, let me try defecting and then coordinating again and see if this updates. I just want to see it update. I know we got some weird state stuck there. Okay, and also our app is up, right? coord-defect.vercel.app. I'll send it to you.
Yes.
Okay, so now you and I can choose to coordinate or defect. Okay, it did change to defect. So now it's updating.
Yeah.
Okay,
so when you're making all this tinkering on localhost, sometimes you don't have to refresh, because it's just.
Okay, so now I want to run the game between me and this guy. So I'll paste in his address. Notice that nice blocky preview. I can see it's exactly him. And then I'm going to choose to run the game, but I'd really like to see that coordinate updates. Okay, good. We're both choosing to coordinate, right? Okay, now let's run the game for the two of us, and it should move us to game state 1. Oh no, now we're not going to be able to play because the game state's updated. We can't reset the game. We should have had like a reset button that lets us reset the game. I'm going to have to like redeploy the whole app with the, but the point is you can go, we're going to have to call it and stop the recording, but anybody can go to coord or defect and the game state is now 1, but you can choose to make some Oh, maybe you can't. Oh, I don't have any gas. But anybody anywhere can now go to this. Like in this sitting of 30 minutes that we sat down here, we wrote a contract, we tested it locally, we deployed it to Goerli, and we deployed the app that anybody can go to. And we were able to do that in a very short setting. And that's kind of what Scaffold ETH 2 and MPX create-eth is all about. Okay. Thank you, Carlos, for the hack sesh. Thanks for being here. Y'all should go play Quord or Defect, but more importantly, you should go fork Scaffold ETH and build something awesome on chain. All right, see y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Later.